Oh shit! Oh, good morning, folks. How are you? Nah, just seriously. I was only having you on. Good morning, folks. How are you? Today I'm out here. I've got things set up. I'm going to give you a bit of a display on what we use when we go out on the field. And I'll just switch to another camera, shall we? How's that? Pretty bloody clever, huh? What you're looking through now, that's our main camera. This is the camera we do most of the footage on. And we have our handhelds for little action spots that we do. So, okay guys, as you can see, we've got the camera on the tripod. We mainly have this stationary, fixed it in a position. The camera has night vision, so it's got infrared so we can see in the dark. It does have Wi-Fi, so we can live stream. We've got a Rode microphone on top to pick up better sound. And over here we have what they call an SLS camera. It's otherwise known as a Kinect camera. And for all you gamers who play the Xbox, you'll know the Xbox Kinect camera part on the front here. It's attached to a tablet at the back, and that displays software on the back. Sorry about the sun glare, guys, but you know, we're out in the open and it's pretty hard to avoid the sun when you're out in the open. So anyway guys, we've also got another handheld device for the camera, so when we take the main camera out and about handheld, we don't have to set up the tripod. We have a couple of action cameras with the light set up and tripods, protective cases, a good light. This light puts out about 1400 lumens, which is very powerful, very bright. And we also have an infrared torch here, guys. That gives us an extra 20-30 meters of night vision. Okay guys, so back onto the ghost hunting equipment. We'll start off with the very basics, which we have only got the very basics. So here goes. Right. So here guys, we have it's called a Spirit Box. It is a detuned radio. We reverse sweep it at 100 speed of 150 to 200, and we hope that we'll be able to pick up voices that come through here. We ask questions. We have head cancelling headphones. It's a lot easier to have the headphones on and listen to noises, because they can be very subtle, the words that come through. Also over here guys, we have a voice recorder. This is a 16 gigabyte voice recorder, so it can record for about, I don't know, 12 hours I think. 16 gigabyte is very sufficient. You know, you don't need anything bigger. Here we have cat balls. They're movement balls, so you know, we asked them to. That was me, folks. So we asked the spirits to move these balls for us, and they light up. Here we have an EMF meter. Now this is a very basic meter. It just picks up electromagnetic fields. I'll switch it on for you guys. So you can see the power button's on, and we sort of sweep around and we ask if there's any presence to come forward, and if they come forward to us, this meter will light up for sure. Right, here we go guys, we have a laser grid pen. We sometimes set this up and you won't be able to see it because of the daylight, but it's like a grid, and anything that passes through it will distort the grid. It won't be a shadow because ghosts don't cast a shadow. So it'll only distort the grid, and that's the only sort of effect you'll get from it. Then we have just a basic digital camera, just to take shots. You know, what the eye don't see, the camera does, so you can pick things up. And at the back you heard that go off before. That is a very basic and cheap setup of a REM pod. Now all it does is it's a static field detector. It picks up static electricity. So if I put my hands near it, it'll start going off. So if that goes off unexplainable, nothing around it, how do you explain it? Good question. Okay, now we go on to some torches. We have like a little Energizer torch here, 250 lumens, that's powerful enough. It's bright enough to be able to see in the dark, see where you're going so you don't trip over or stand on anything sharp. I also have a headlight, as places do take us into tunnels, mines, places like that, where it's good to have a headset so you can see where you're going. And last but not least, we have the mobile phone and the Bluetooth speaker. I have a couple of apps on my phone. One of them is Necrophonics. We use that for communication. And I also have Paravox, which is it's a word bank. It comes out with words. So we ask questions and words come through. So that's the basic setup, guys. Also, a bag. You need a bag. You need a bag to carry all the shit in. So this is just a basic setup, guys. You don't need to go expensive. What we have is sufficient enough for what we're capturing, and we're happy with the way things are going at the moment. Hello, you beautiful people. How are you? I'm DJ, and I'd like to welcome you to just an introduction of where we're at and how things are going. Well, you've obviously seen me and Timmy on the camera. We're just a couple of average people. I work in the aged care sector, and Timmy works in the fast food industry. So we're just a couple of normal people going out, doing our thing, and having fun while we're doing it. I don't see any harm in that. We've gone into this with no experience, but we seem to be getting some good activity where we go. We tried to look for obscure places. We don't really want to do expensive ghosty tours where they tell you a story and it's all probably bullshit anyway, so we'd rather go out and look naturally. Go to natural spots where people used to work, people used to die. Accidents happen, people die in all sorts of places. Spirits are around us everywhere, whether you want to believe them or you don't. But I do want to believe. I want to believe that there's something after this life. I don't want to think that we die and that's it, that we don't exist anymore, and there's something that's got to keep us going. Well, anyway, folks, I appreciate your time, and we hope that you'll stay with us and we can bring some better content to you coming up soon. We went out to Yea on Friday. We got a little bit more than what we expected, because I just went out there on a whim. Didn't really expect to get anything out there. We didn't get to the cemetery because of the weather, unfortunately. It absolutely hammered down that day. So we're going to go back out there again, and we're going to look for this guy Burns' grave, and hopefully we'll be able to communicate with him and see what happened. They told us it was a premature explosion. Accidents happen, things go off early, especially back then. Health and safety wasn't best. Shut up phone. So anyway, guys, thank you again and all the best, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.